Hey there Exofighters, Exoprimal is out and I hope you're enjoying it and having fun, but regardless of that, reviews have been flowing in about the game on all platforms with lots of feedback and concerns, which is natural for a brand new IP, but one of the most common complaints so far from players has been the lack of difficulty in Exoprimal, so let's clarify a few things about that. I'm also covering all sides of Exoprimal with regular videos, so if you want to stay up to date with the game, consider subscribe, but now let's talk. So a lot of people have been worrying and posting their frustrations about the game being a tad bit too easy, the waves being too short, and some have even dropped the game already because of this. But do not be too hasty, as the game will 100% get significantly harder, which is the good news, but there is also a bad news to it. As you know, Exoprimal is a Japanese developed game, and it is not totally unheard of that Japanese video games have absurdly long and usually forced tutorials, JRPGs being the prime example of this, some MMORPGs having dozens of hours of tutorial stage. Now, I personally don't think Exoprimal is too easy like some say. It certainly could be harder, but the game just launched, I'm barely level 4, and some missions frankly are already kicking my butt. So I'm personally happy where it's at now, especially knowing it will get significantly harder. But let's talk about how it works. As you play Exoprimal, the campaign and the story progresses as you finish wargames, as you have probably already noticed. And you keep finding out new information about the Bikitoa incident, while Leviathan is feeding you more and more unique information about dinosaurs and exosuits. Now, the bad news is that it very much seems so that Exoprimal is basically forcing its campaign and at the same time its tutorial on all players, and it is part of your progression, meaning you won't be unlocking new maps and new modes until you have simply put in all the hours to finish the campaign and story-wise unlocked all the new goodies. So this is pretty bad overall. Not a lot of people like forced tutorials and campaigns like this, especially for a game with heavy PvP mechanics. Most people just want to get in the action. So far, I have mostly only seen dinosaur call and defense missions because of my low level, but there's at least 10 different mission types they have shown us and you will encounter later as you unlock them. And this progression will also make the dinosaurs stronger in both numbers and types. Not to mention basic missions will be able to mix up different waves of dinosaurs so they won't feel the same. I mean, Neosaurs have been one of the marketing focus pieces of Exoprimal, and they haven't even been introduced to me personally, so unless you have seen them, I wouldn't worry about difficulty, because these mutated dinosaurs are going to be the main part of the difficulty Exoprimal has to offer, and I'm not even talking about the Neo T-Rex mission, but just the regular Neosaurs that will be pretty damn tough. Another important thing to talk about is that likely Exoprimal is a bit undertuned due to fear of scaring away new gamers, as you don't really know if your audience is going to be on the more casual or more hardcore side, and difficulty has to be somewhat on the easier side just to be safe. Something that isn't confirmed, but I'm fairly sure of though, is that I think the portals that are spawning dinosaurs is looking like it's relatively easily modified by the developers, and my hope is that as player feedback will flow in, they will be able to easily modify the number of dinosaurs coming out of these portals, and as such, Exoprimal's difficulty might be a lot more dynamic than it looks like, as they can change both the number of dinosaurs spawning out of them, along with the dinosaurs needed to be killed in order to finish your mission, since those are just objective numbers, which would also increase the difficulty and the length of your waves. So if you think about this, I really think my theory is close to reality here, so let's give them as much feedback as possible and don't worry that much. So as a summary, the difficulty will be there in Exoprimal. I don't know how high it will get or how long you have to play, but I wouldn't worry about it too much until you haven't finished the story or unlocked further progression, because as I said, in Japanese design fashion, we are still stuck in a very long tutorial that slowly feeds us the game and the content, holding our hands until we're ready. Plus, the developers will be probably able to modify the game difficulty if it really proves to be too easy. So keep progressing, enjoy what the game has to offer for now, and the variety of missions, dinosaurs, and difficulty will come as you progress on with the story. But that's it for this quick news video, everyone. Hope you're enjoying Exoprimal. As I said, subscribe if you're interested in more news and guides for the game, as I will keep them coming. But for now, that's a wrap. Take care, and I'll see you the next time.